getting stuck in your ways and just repeating the same things again and again and refusing to do anything new. I mean, how many of us can relate to that?
Yeah, it's like, in a way, we sort of like, instead of being soft and flexible to new ideas in our life, we kind of like harden.
We do.
Yeah,
and we decide that we know everything and we don't want to learn
Exactly,
anything new. And
yes.
like we've done everything. We've been there, done that. You know, I'm not being flexible, and I'm just stuck in my ways, and like an old dog can't learn new tricks kind of thing.
Yeah, and this kind of it sort of creeps up on us as we grow older. But, you know, I think it's something that we all have to be a little bit aware of, and we can take steps to change it.
Yeah, I think we need to take steps to change it, and we need to fight it actively.
Exactly. So
Let's
that's
be
what...
really on it.
Yes.
Really, I'm going to go for it. I'm going to fight this. I'm not letting you believe that
Exactly.
I'm an old dog.
Exactly. So let that's what this episode is about, you know. Teaching an old dog new tricks is possible.
So welcome to Get
Real with the English Sisters.
Please do send us a text message, and you can see where to directly under the podcast wherever you listen, or leave us a comment on YouTube, because there's also a video version of this where you can see us. Learning new tricks. I mean,
it can be just so easy to go about your old ways, because you know,
I think
the path known is what's that saying, you know, the path taken is
the path well trodden.
It is the safest kind of thing, you know.
And we do always want to go to safety, don't we?
We want familiarity. We look for safe paths that we've all taken, and we all know.
We don't want change in general.
Change is scary.
Change is scary.
Yeah. I don't know, but then, you know, you can sort of like, you know, sometimes to harden like a tortoise. A turtle. A turtle. You know, I was thinking of their shells, you know, they harden as they age, and that makes them super safe, and they live forever sort of thing. But sometimes for us, as we age, to harden is not necessarily a good thing.
But you see some of those little sea creatures. I don't know which ones they are in specific.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking of the sea.
You know that they change their shells, don't they?
Yes.
They look for different ones.
Homes,
They look for different homes.
That's it. I think we have to be a little bit more like them, you know, in our lives.
More flexible.
Exactly. We have to remember that, okay, we've taken one path and we know where that's going to take us to, but also allowing, you know,
new friends,
new opportunities to enter our lives can be really important for our mental health.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about friends group. How many friend groups are so stuck? And then I remember when we used to have a friend group, they would never want anyone new to join.
Oh my God, that's
It'd
so
be like
classical.
A big deal. Don't bring them. No, don't bring them.
Yeah, because you had that group and you knew what you were going to talk about. You knew more or less the laughs you were going to have, exactly who you were going to hang out with, and it was like stress-free.
It was disruptive. To bring a new
person. a new element in. Yeah, who are they? Then you have to sort of like socialize again, because it makes
make small talk, don't you? Well, not really, but you have to talk to the person. You're not going to make them feel as if they're really left out.
Exactly.
And they would always say, no, don't bring them.
That's why it's always hard to enter an old group.
Yeah, that's why it's not good, is it?
No,
it's not good. And that's how it becomes more difficult, and how people feel more and more lonely, I think, because you get used to always hanging out with the same people, and then if you hang out with new people, it becomes at first it's a real effort. And I think you have to like remind yourself that making friends is an effort. You do have to put effort into it.
You have to go through some pain and some discomfort and some boredom.
And it's not always easy. And, you know, they can turn you down and say, oh, no, and they can flake on you and say, I'm not available that day. And you might think, oh, they don't really want to hang out with me. But I think you have to insist a bit.
You do have to insist. You have to remember that, you know, allowing new things into your life is really, really, really important, because otherwise you just harden, you become set in your ways, as they say. And I do not believe that is a good thing, to become set in your ways.
It's definitely
that you can always learn. It's like, you know, I'm too old to learn that. I'm too old to do that. I've done that, been there. What are you doing then?
Yeah.
You know, life is continuously allowing us to learn.
Experience, isn't it? It should be considered lifelong learning, where we consider that we're always learning, whether it's
we can learn from anything, from anybody. From a child, you can learn. You can learn loads from a child.
So much to be in the moment, for a start.
From pets, to be in the moment, to enjoy the moments of joy. You can learn so much. And when you harden it, it's...
Yeah, and I really don't buy into this thing that when you're older, like, you can't learn new things. I feel as if I can learn more now than I used to be able to learn.
Paradoxically, I do too.
It's like more developed.
Exactly.
It's as if I've got like more, like already, like I've got already skills that I've already learned that I can adapt and use them for new learning.
Yes.
Whereas when I was younger, it was all new and it was really hard.
And it was overwhelming. Yeah. It was all overwhelming. But now you can think, oh, well, I've done that. So now this... we're having a bit of a laugh.
You can think, I'm going to go back to college or to school or back to university. I'm going to study, or just by yourself you can study. There's so many opportunities to learn new skills and do new things.
Yeah, it's just like allowing, even if it's not actual learning in the academic sense, it's learning. Like, yes, I've never, somebody says, do you want to come bowling, for example? I don't know. Life. Yeah, and you say, oh, I don't do that. I've never done that before. That's what it was. My son's girlfriend was saying that she went to bowling with all their group of friends, and all the girls there were saying, oh no, we've never done this before. And they were all just like folded their arms and just started chatting amongst themselves. And she said, I found that so boring because I actually wanted to play.
Exactly.
And I said, if you'd played, then maybe they would have followed. And it's not just like a boys thing. It's everybody.
No, of course not.
Well, I don't know why. Apparently they were like, oh, never done this before, and they didn't bother, sort of thing.
And they're really young. And
yeah,
so
we're talking about 20.
Yes,
it's not just old people that, the older you get, the less. It's like, I've never done that, so sort of can't be bothered. And yeah, it's a bit sad, really. I mean, it's not just bowling. I'm just about anything. You've never tried a new culinary experience. No, I'm not going there. No. Oh, no. Well, try it. See what it's like. Have fun.
And don't be fearful, because sometimes you think, I'm not going there because I might get food poisoning.
Oh my God. That's extreme.
Like going, say, to a different continent or something.
Oh, yes.
You might think,
allowing yourself to travel.
Allowing yourself to travel and experience new things. You might say, oh no, because everyone that goes there gets travel sickness. And I'm not going to go. But no,
because you harden that way. You harden.
Yeah, you may get travel sickness, but you see a doctor, and then afterwards, you've had this experience that you'll probably never experience again.
Yeah, they are. They're really important to do these things. I mean,
I'm personally, I think about things like that one, because we've had bad experiences in the past, and I do think about things like that. But then I think, no, I'm going to fight.
You have to fight it, don't you?
I'm going to experience this new culture, this new thing.
Because you have to go against your natural instinct, which is to stick with the familiar.
I don't think many people talk about this.
No, it's important.
They don't say you have to actually fight it. You have to go against your natural instinct.
Yeah, go against it. That's a thing. Because you think, no, I can't be bothered. Who cares? Why do I have to do that? Listen, if the opportunity arises and one of your groups or you suddenly see a special offer or something, say, to go on this journey, I say go for it. Take the necessary precautions. Make sure you're okay and all the health and everything. But then allow yourself to experience something new, because it's going to really affect you and your life, and it will make you broaden and be more flexible.
You'll learn new things. You'll probably make new friends.
You'll see
different things.
It's just a whole world out there that's full of new things for us to try.
And I think all of us have these little thoughts that come into our minds often. I wish I'd done that, or I could do that, and then it's I can't. It's too hard. And you go against yourself, and you're always convincing yourself. You might have this glimmer of something new.
Exactly.
I see what they're doing, but no, it's not for me. No, just fight it and say,
fight it.
It could be for me. I don't know if it's for me. I'm going to try it and see if it's for me. I'll give it a go.
Give it a go, because let's let go of that fear that we all have, and it's natural to have against doing new things.
But I think it's also the
And
way we're
against the-
brought up culturally as well, because we're not brought up to think it's lifelong learning. Because I
No.
remember before we did all these studies with all our hypnotherapy and our coaching and our life coaching.
You're absolutely right.
I used to think that when you were 30, you've had your children, 40, you've had your kids, more or less you're settled, you go on 1 or 2 holidays a year, and then that's
If
it.
you're lucky.
If you're lucky,
Yeah.
you've got the finance. Otherwise you go, you go maybe local, you go on a few day trips or whatever.
Exactly,
But that's it.
that's it, yeah.
But there's so much more to life, just so that you can feel vibrant every day and look forward and be excited about life.
Yeah, because it's not normal not to be excited.
Exactly.
But what we all tend to think is that it's normal to just think, oh, boring.
Another day.
Yeah, this is it. That's what life is like, especially when you get to a certain age, that's it. It's not really, that's not natural.
No, it's natural to be excited,
It's
like a child is, about
Yes.
this beautiful world we live in and
Yeah.
the beautiful universe that there is, and this vast...
And the seasons and to really get excited.
to be like little explorers in life.
Yes, little explorers. That's really cute. Yeah, and to allow yourself to feel emotion as well, because when I say harden in life, I mean also sometimes you can emotionally harden as well, because you say, I've done that, I've been, I do not want to go through that. My heart cannot take any more, and so you harden and you close because unfortunately loved people, people we love may pass away, they may leave us, and you tend to harden, don't you?
I remember now that sometimes when I watch a film and I'm watching it with my daughter who's 30 and I see she cries.
Yeah, and you don't cry
I
anymore.
don't cry. I mean, sometimes I do, but mostly I don't cry because I have hardened.
You've hardened.
And I think, no, I don't want to go there. I'm not going to go there in that film.
You
because
don't allow yourself to become emotional.
I do not allow myself. But maybe if I did allow myself, obviously you enjoy the film a lot more.
Well, you're like I always cry. I mean, you're like fully immersed in the film.
Yeah, but as soon as I see it's about to cry, I think, no, I'm not going
Oh,
there.
can't handle that. Can't be
No.
bothered. Yeah,
I
feeling
think
that.
life is short. I have to have fun.
You do have to, I mean, you don't have to have fun, but allowing yourself to experience these kind of feelings, I think
It's important to
Yes.
feel emotion as well, even if it's like
Who
you might
cares?
consider it negative because you're crying.
I mean, like me, if I see the full moon, I will go out there, even on my own. And I know you say I'm obsessed with this full moon thing, but I'll go out there and I'll enjoy it just on my own and just think, wow, this where we're living is so amazingly beautiful, and I love that. But I don't want to allow myself to think, oh yeah, it's just another full moon and just harden and not. I've seen that before.
You harden,
This is the sunset.
I watched a
Cool.
documentary the other day about how everything was invented, writing, like how they associated words to sounds, and that's how the first writing came about and all that.
That's
And I was
amazing.
thinking how amazing it was, and then how the first loom, they created the first loom with little little holes to like embroider fabrics, to make silks and things with patterns on them.
Wow.
Which was like the precursor to computers now, because
Really?
they
Oh my
had the
gosh,
binary,
of course.
the first computers had those little punch cards. You remember
They
that?
did, yeah.
Yeah, when we were little, we used to
we
see
used
them
to
and
play with them, yeah.
And I was thinking how amazing. And then the guy that invented, I think it was the atom, that no one took him seriously. And in the end, he died by suicide, the poor man, because he was never acknowledged for his work, that he actually, he realised that we
He
were made
realised
of
atoms, yeah.
And no one, so I was just thinking, I mean, the world and life is so amazing that we have to grab it by the horns.
Yeah, you'd always be in a state of wonderment, but you can't. What happens is that we like harden and we can't
take things for granted.
Yeah, and you can't. Yeah, maybe you take them. You can't sort of be bothered.
You take things for granted
because otherwise you'd be overwhelmed all the time. Like you'd see something, think, oh my god, that's gorgeous. That's so over. You just sort of like sort of normal people don't do that. So you have to like you have to say, okay, you know, unless you're like high on some substance, you don't normally just sort of marvel at the wonderment of things.
The wonderment, exactly.
But yet there is a wonderment in everything, and if we remember that, I think, you know, we can sort of...
Well, I mean, how wonderful is this? So we're just doing a podcast and we're just talking here and videoing it, and it's going out. They were, on this documentary, they were talking about the first telephone, not the telephone, the first telegraphs, Morse code, how they invented it. I mean, we've come such a long way as human beings, and we crave connection so much. And yet we're so lonely now. So I think this all forms part of it. To go back to it, all forms part of the fact that I think we are lonely as well, because we do get stuck in our ways and we don't open ourselves up to new experiences and new people.
Yeah, that's so true. We do not. No, we harden, and so, you know, let's stay let's stay
flexible in mind and spirit.
In mind and body too.
And
because
body, let's do some.
Mind, spirit and body. And let's remember that, you know, even though you may be an old dog, you can learn new tricks, and sure as hell you can.
I'm not that flexible, but I'm doing some exercises.
I'm not flexible either.
It's making me more flexible.
There you go.
Yeah, and I will not be conditioned by the fact that you cannot do this at a certain age.
And we have to fight against this. I think we have to remember it, become aware of it, no matter what age we are, you know, 20, 30, 50, 60, whatever it is. And remember that we must, you know, go against our natural comfort, you know, sometimes, and allow for, you know, you don't have to become overwhelmed, always doing new things. Stay in your comfort zone, but then also remember that to allow yourself to grow, you have to step out.
Step out
and
into
enjoy,
the world.
yes.
And into your own mind as well, and enjoy the fun things in life.
Absolutely.
Lots of love and smiles from the English sisters. Please leave us a message. We love to hear from you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.